Welcome to Stand Up for the USA, the show that honors the men and women that sacrifice themselves for freedoms. We'll explore our American history and get to the truth about what's going on in our country today. And we'll do it with music, comedy, drama, and good old-fashioned storytelling. I'm Craig Singleton, your host. Today we honor our patriot of the day, Governor of the free state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis. He took action and revoked Disney World special status because they went woke. I put it this way, if you want to go woke, then get ready to go broke. Our governor stood up for the USA, our values, our families, and our children, because today's Disney no longer represents the founding mission of Walt Disney and his dream, which was dedicated to a magic kingdom of healthy imagination and entertainment appropriate for children and families. And that's why Disney got such an incredible deal with the state of Florida. They got all kinds of breaks that other businesses could never have dreamed of getting. But having Disney World in Central Florida was a fun and exciting thing for us to look forward to as I grew up in South Florida, and we loved going to Disney World in the early years. But it changed. It became intrusive with ridiculous Chinese Communist Party-style spying on employees and customers, with thousands of hidden cameras throughout the parks. Their movies more and more reflected the perverse Hollywood sex and violence so common in other production companies that the Disney movies no longer contained any of the morality that were in the early films, like work ethic, faith, family, and the dream of owning your own business or your own home. That was a part of the American dream. We had it in common as Americans. Today, the woke believe in a fantasy world where everyone has equity. The problem with their communist equity, or ecstasy, is that every time the communists use fascism to reinstall yet another version of their failed socialist systems, it fails again. And millions of innocent people die by starvation, imprisonment, and murder by government. There is no such thing as equity in our universe, and we understood that even as children. Some people dealt with it better than others, but we were free to succeed or fail, to stay the same, or to choose to change your behavior. If you wanted different results, you made different choices. Those are the things we used to learn as children. It wasn't complicated, but it did take a mom and a dad to teach you those things. It was just the way it was, and it still is the way it is, even today, whether the woke likes it or not. That's what made us great, and we all shared it together. We knew the camaraderie was what made our country great and strong and wealthy. We were all different, and we learned to accept our unique differences. That's what growing up is all about, and that's what's so wrong with the wickedness of the woke and their transsexual mutilation movement of our children, which we must stop. And that's what Governor DeSantis did in the state of Florida. But reality for Disney World took a sidestep and never got back on the dance floor. It was like they got on one of their fantasy rides and never got off. They started believing illusions were real, and they got mean as they got woke. Honestly, these folks were not very smart to begin with, and it's like they joined a cult and they spent all of their time memorizing the cult leader's commands, and they stopped questioning those commands. Not only for themselves, but for other people as well. And in the case of Disney, they were dealing with children. But Disney management was making decisions like they were running a drag queen show at a gay bar in the 1970s. The difference now, in 2022, is they want to take your children with them to the club. Just like their gay agenda anthem says, quote, "We're coming for your children," end quote. At least they're being honest now. They hired all the unemployed circus freak acts and the otherwise unemployable. That's part of another story, and it's part of this one as well. Yes, the gay agenda was a major part of the transformation of Disney from a real family entertainment company to an anti-American freak show. The gay agenda was a cover for their real ambitions, and then they embraced the transgender mutilation movement. That was the final battle cry for many parents that stood at the sidelines up till that moment. Disney tried to ignore and neglected their core audience, which was the traditional family made up of a man and a woman, and that leads to children. That's how we exist on planet Earth. We reproduce. But the wokes have a different idea of reproduction and are infatuated with chaos theory. It's really quite sad when you know and love some of these people and you see their suffering. But again, that's part of another story. We'll get to it. At Disney, they were all in. They fully committed to betraying the family and the children that Walt Disney had worked so hard to gain their trust. And they replaced it with their gay agenda and the transgender mutilation movement. They completely abandoned the vision of Walt Disney. They deleted the core family and decided to abuse children instead of entertaining them. What matters is they were now hurting the very same group of people that they used to create beautiful works of art, and that's why they lost their special status. This is Craig Singleton. Thanks for being here for another episode of Stand Up for the USA. Be sure to go to our website and sign up for our Patriot newsletter. You'll get 30 days of our premier program on Patreon. It includes music, comedy, drama, and good old-fashioned storytelling, as well as interviews with artists, and our new comedy is coming out in just a week, so don't miss that. If you got a great story to tell, go to the website. Tell us your American story. Tell us your father's or your grandfather's or your grandmother's American story. Or just tell us about what you're doing right now to help save our country, and we'll feature your story on the show or on our website. God bless.